Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Rick Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is best day of the week. It's Monday. You made it. You made it to Monday. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here, live from the Low T Center Studios. Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Our telephone number is the Iris Networks hotline. That is 865-255-03. Download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. A couple ways you can follow us and interact with the show. Watch the show. That is on Periscope, Facebook Live, and on YouTube. We're going to try something a little new today. We're going to open up the chat on YouTube. So you can give us a shout there on the live chat there on YouTube. So we got the live chat on Facebook Live. We got the live chat on YouTube. And then we have the text box on the Swain Event app. So, man, let us know your questions, your thoughts, your comments right there. We'll get to it as quick as we can during today's show. Ben? Good morning, individual.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm well rested. I'll say that. I am well rested.
Must be nice.
You not well rested?
No, I had a very busy weekend in a good way, but still busy, draining. Doesn't feel like I got my normal rest over the weekend, but I'm good. Just thankful to see another week with new opportunities.
Are you Gucci? Is that what they say? You Gucci?
I'm always Gucci.
Good. Okay.
I'm a sleepy Gucci, but we still Gucci.
You need some coffee?
I'll be fine. I will be A-okay. I am A-okay.
I'm glad you're good.
Are you good?
I'm well rested.
Well, that's good. A good thing.
No, I'm well rested, man. What a week for Tennessee fans. What a week last week. What a week this week. What a weekend. Tennessee basketball. The Lady Vols, thank you, Lady Vols. Thank you, Lady Vols, for getting it done. Finishing your season out on top. Positioning yourself for a top 3 seed there in the SEC tournament. Playing some of your best basketball of the season. Not too long ago, you beat South Carolina, who was the second-rated team in the country. And thanks to Texas A&M, makes that win not look all that special, even though it was special. It's just less special now that Texas A&M beat South Carolina. But still, it's a great win.
A&M is very good.
Oh, yeah, very good. I mean, they're third in the country and only lost one game in conference. So, Lady Vols playing the right basketball at the right time.
Yes.
So, thank you. Thank you, men's baseball. And thank
Kind
you.
of.
Huh?
They had a rough weekend.
Yeah, but they'll be okay. It's early.
True.
They're good. It'll be okay. Men's baseball and Lady Vol basketball.
Softball, too. Softball won.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Seriously, shout out to Kelly Harper and the Lady Vols. They're picked to finish 6th in the SEC. 6th. And they finished 3rd. Double bye the SEC tournament, that is. They'll play Friday night. They'll play the winner of Ole Miss, Arkansas.
Ooh.
Hopefully, Ole Miss beats Arkansas, because I would much rather play Ole Miss than Arkansas.
Could be a problem.
Arkansas could be a problem. Now,
Yep.
The Lady Vols were Arkansas's problem earlier this year. The Lady Vols beat them down pretty good. And Chelsea Dungy, she is a stud. Am I allowed to say that?
Nope.
I'm not. She is a baller. She is a certified bucket. Chelsea Dungy is. So hopefully Ole Miss can beat Arkansas. I'd prefer to see Ole Miss over Arkansas, but still, double bye in the SEC tournament. They'll play Friday night, and should have a 3 or 4 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Ole Miss put the hands on Kentucky
in a couple of weeks. So
Ole Miss put them hands on Kentucky, so I mean,
surprisingly.
Lady Vols just better get ready for a basketball game, regardless of who they play, when they play in the SEC tournament.
Absolutely. But shout out, picked to finish 6th, and you finished 3rd, and yes, they had some bad losses in the sense of blowing leads, and maybe they lacked energy at times. Not often. There's only twice where I can think that they lacked energy, and it was both losses to Georgia. The first one, they just simply lacked energy. The second loss to Georgia, they just did not handle beating South Carolina well and had some very poor practices leading up to the Georgia game. But they did not have a bad loss this season in terms of losing to somebody that they shouldn't have. Everybody that they lost to, very good basketball team. They did not have any letdowns. And that is while dealing with 2 COVID outbreaks, if I remember correctly. Ice storm.
Yep.
Not getting back to Knoxville until 36 hours before you played the number 2 team in the country, and you still beat them. And their roster, in terms of personnel, is not in a great situation. They have dealt with injuries all throughout the season, and they still were able to finish 3rd in a very tough league. So shout out to Kelly Harper, the Lady Vols.
Renee Davis finishing her career on top. She had a good game. Cassie, go ahead and say the last name, Ben.
Kush-Kitawa.
Seniors, they played their last game there at Thompson Bowling Arena. Kissed the floor. It's kind of nasty, but we get it. Did they really kiss the floor? Or
Yeah.
Like
they didn't make out with the floor, but they kissed it.
Yeah, the floor is nasty.
Like a nice little peck on the cheek.
It's kind of nasty. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They kissed the floor, special place, and they played their last basketball game here. So thank you. Thank you, softball. Thank you, Lady Vols. When you want something done right, the woman's going to do it right. Because, man, we ain't worth nothing.
No, we are a female sports school, and that is perfectly okay.
We ain't ish, man. We can't do nothing right. We can't do nothing right. All thing we can do is fix stuff. We can't fix a plate. Most of us can't cook. Ben, Ramen Noodle King.
I have a wife now. I don't have to worry about ramen noodles.
If you want something done right, call a woman, because we can't do nothing. Put on clothes, shirt black, pants blue, pants black, shirt blue. What you doing, man? You need your lady friend to let you know, your wife to let you know, don't go outside. You look like garbage. Go change. Go change. Behind every good man, there's a good woman. We can't do nothing right. You play Auburn, and both teams play Auburn. Tennessee ranked 25th in the country. I mean, this Auburn team below 500. Best player out. Best player out, below 500. What you doing, Tennessee boys?
Auburn.
What you doing?
Was 0-4 in SEC play without Sharif Cooper. They were 0-4 and averaging 67.5 points per game.
What y'all out here doing on a Saturday? Got us out here watching this. What kind of basketball are we playing? Just ruined my smoke something Saturday experience. Had some wings on the smoker. Ugh.
I told you this basketball team is draining.
Man, it drained my appetite. You're right.
Draining.
You're right, Ben. I'm over here tossing my wings up in some oil. Got the seasoning. I'm the real Salt Bae. I'm seasoning my wings. Got them good, man. Look.
You got a little get a little bop going with it too.
Man, wrist game is
Look at her wrist.
wrist game is on fleek. Ain't that what y'all say?
Yes.
Yeah, wrist game. Pop, pop.
But in that situation, you just would have said, "Look at her wrist."
That's what I did. Man, look at her wrist. That's what I said. I said all that. Got the wings on the smoker, 245, 50 degrees. Just smoke coming out of the smokestack, just twirling. Smoke, hickory, and oak. Ooh, just smelling so good. I couldn't wait for my wings to get done. Ben, I mean, just a perfect brown color. I mean, just glistening.
You got any left?
I got plenty. I got plenty for you. Plenty. Ben, the wings were not done till halftime. I tried to time it up to where I could be ready, to dive in on them during the beginning of the game. Wasn't ready during halftime, until halftime, and I only had 2 because I lost my appetite.
This basketball team started off 10-1. They are now 16-7. They have gone 6-6 in their last 12 games. 6-6 since they started off 10-1.
Ben, who's one of your favorite rap artists? Who's your favorite? Go ahead and tell the people.
Drake.
Drake is your favorite. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He makes great music.
What's one of his best songs?
He has many best songs.
What's one of your favorites? Give me your top 3.
Underground Kings.
Okay.
And We'll Be Fine.
Okay.
They're off of his album Take Care. Those are my 2 favorite Drake songs.
Okay, keep going.
There's Pound Cake. That's a good one.
Okay, I like that one.
I don't. I know you're looking for a particular
No,
song.
no. I just want you to flow and go. If you don't name the one I'm thinking about, I will name it. It's all good.
I'm also not good about song names. So this
started from the bottom. Now we're here.
That's what I figured you'd start.
Yeah, started from the bottom. Now we're here.
It's not one of my favorite Drake songs.
You can relate that to any parts of life, right? You can relate that to any part of life. You used to be a bench warmer. You used to be a walk on. Now you're the star of the team. Like Baker Mayfield, that's his jam. That's his jam. Used to be broke. Now you're making it rain. You started from the bottom. Now you're here. Used to be an intern. Now you co-host of the show like Ben. Started from the bottom. Now you're here.
I did start at the bottom, and now I am here.
You are here.
I was at the bottom of the totem pole, and I'm still somewhat at the bottom of the totem pole. But
it's just 2, dude.
Well, I don't know. I think on Fridays I get bumped down during hour 1.
No, it's just 2. It's just me and you, man.
Swain, if you and I brace yourself, this is going to be very disturbing for me to say. If you and I passed away in a helicopter crash or a plane crash, it would say Jason Swain and others pass away. Jason Swain and others killed in plane crash.
That's dramatic, man. I'm nervous.
But listen to the title, Jason Swain and others. That's how it would read. Yes, it would.
I like that. That's scary.
It is scary.
Starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Tennessee basketball. The opposite.
Man. They was here and they hit the bottom.
Started from the top, now we're here.
They was there, and now we're at the bottom.
We just can't make any shots, and now we're here.
Oh, my goodness, man. And, this basketball team is still different from the football team. Because I still like the basketball team. I still like them.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I didn't like the football team.
No, I despise
the football team. I couldn't even watch them play. When there's a football game, I used to roll my eyes. Ugh. So it's a difference. I still like this basketball team. I mean, we don't have any basketball players tweeting stuff and creating drama. We don't have that. We still got good kids. We just don't have that many dogs.
Good kid.
We just don't have any dogs that are old. Remember this time Actually, it wasn't this time last year, but it was last year. It was after Tennessee put the smackdown on Washington and just demolished the 2-3 zone that Washington was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Long, athletic team, had a couple of prospects on that team. But, man, we was on. We just demolished the 2-3 zone before Vescovi showed up. Just demolished it. And remember when Lamonte Turner was hurt, and I joked around like, man, who are the leaders? Because Admiral Schofield and Jordan Bone and Cal Alexander, Grant Williams, they're gone. Who are the leaders? And I remember I joked around mid-season when Vescovi joined the team. I was like, who are the leaders, man? We got a bunch of people that don't even speak English. I was like, how are they communicating? They can't even understand each other. That's like taking a New Yorker and someone from Tennessee, putting them in a room and telling them to talk it out.
I don't see what could go wrong.
Huh? What'd you say? What? Huh? I mean,
what is that?
Like.
So
it's just different.
So pretty much what Jeremy Pruitt is doing with his life right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Him and Dooley.
Yeah. The New Yorkers look at Jeremy Pruitt crazy.
Even though Dooley's technically from the South, right?
I can't understand you. And Pruitt's telling them I can't understand you either. Huh? What's that? Like, I always wonder, like, man, how are these dudes communicating? And everybody speak a different language. I don't think that's a serious problem, but it was a joke. And I was like, man, the leadership, I question that. Who's going to step up? I want you to hold on to your butt, Ben. Ain't that a saying? Hold on to your butts.
You like to say that a lot.
I don't. I just my first time saying it.
That's not your first time saying it.
Hold on to your butts. I'm about to say something that is so true. Leadership is a problem. This basketball team is not good and not good as it should be, and the football team wasn't good, period. It's leadership. It is leadership. The L word. Yeah, we're taking the L because we don't have leadership. Got talent, but don't have the leadership. It took Jaden Springer to come out and say what the real truth was and is. Jay Springer's a freshman. Freshman responsibility is not to be a leader. They're not supposed to put a team on their back. They're supposed to figure it out as the season goes on. They're supposed to be following the lead of upperclassmen. They're talented and they're gonna make plays, but they're not supposed to put the team on their back. They're not supposed to. I saw Keon Johnson there in the second half. He makes a three. He's clapping, trying to get guys up.
Yep.
Come on. Keon Johnson ain't supposed to be doing that. It's supposed to be you, Fulkerson. It's supposed to be you, Pons. It's supposed to be upperclassmen. There's talent. There's 3 McDonald's All-Americans. There's talent. There's no leadership. It don't matter how much talent you have. Without leadership, you're not going to reach your potential. We've seen this. We're living it. We're seeing it with our football team and the basketball team. The leadership is not there. And there's only so much criticism Rick Barnes, that's fair. Rick Barnes should be criticized. But creating leaders sometimes is unfair criticism for coaches. You can do it. You can create them. But, man, you either have it or you don't. It's either in you or it's not. And it may not be displayed by you, and it may take a experience to bring it out of you, but that means it just wasn't revealed. It was always in you. It was always in you. You just didn't bring it out. It's like having superpowers. It's like when Peter Parker got bit by the spider, and like he didn't know he had these powers until he had to use them. Oh man, I can jump on this building. I didn't even know. I didn't even know I could do that until I had to do it. Like leadership is a superpower. It really is. Like you don't know you have it sometimes until you're forced to use it. But we don't have a superpower on our basketball team.
That and it would also
not from upperclassmen.
No, and it would also help if those upperclassmen would play to their ability. just in terms of pure basketball. It would also help if, and it's not just the upperclassmen. There are other guys who are not playing up to their potential as well. It would help if guys not named Keon Johnson and Jaden Springer would play to their ability and to the level that they are capable of. Would also help if we had other post options. It would help if Olivier Camwan played more, in my opinion.
I still like the team. I like them. I like them.
Yes, I do too. But it's flawed. As obviously,
I like them.
It is a flawed basketball team. I like the basketball team. I like all the guys over there, even the ones that are struggling, even the ones that don't play. I like them. But that doesn't equate to wins, unfortunately.
We'll take our first break of the day. When we come back,
talking about Sam Horn. Happy Sam Horn month.
Who?
Sam Horn.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. You better learn him.
I don't know who Sam Horn is.
Learn him.
Why?
Because he is going to be Tennessee's quarterback of the future.
No. You talked to Eli Drinkwitz about that?
Eli Drinkwitz. Oh.
You talked to Eli Drinkwitz about that? Because the top two quarterbacks on Tennessee's board in the last 3 days have committed to other SEC schools. But that is my business. And we'll get to that. 865-250-503. Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks. More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. You ever make a little sideways joke and, oh man, it'd be like 80 degrees outside Knoxville, which this has happened before. It'd be like 80 degrees in Knoxville one day, then the next day it'll snow, but during the day when it's 80, you're like, man, would it be funny if it like snow tomorrow? Oh man. And the next day you outside making snowman. Like, yo, that was weird. I was just joking. A couple weeks ago, I made a joke to you. I was like, man, I think the little monsters from Monstars took our players' talents, man. I think they did something to Falky. Like, I think they did something to him. Like, it really hit me when we played, might have been LSU, but might have been, I think it was Vanderbilt. I was like, he had like a wide open layup and he just passed it out. It was a dunk. It was a wide open dunk. He just passed it out. And I was like, yo, the Monstars really took focus and mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think his talent's there. I just think his mojo is gone. Space Jam is one of the best movies of all time. Like, remember how sorry those NBA stars were when the Monstars took their mojo. Like, Fulkerson got his mojo taken. Like, even the easy layup that Springer dropped off to him, I was nervous that he was gonna hit the back of the rim and pop out. Like, the Monstars truly took this team's mojo.
That's what it feels like.
Like, all of a sudden, it just, boom, it's gone. And I tweeted this during the game. And I don't use big words. I'm not the smartest dude. I think my tweet was confusing. I think people like deliberately not read the tweet the way it's supposed to be read, and they just want to respond with how they feel, even if it has nothing to do with what I tweeted. Like, I thought a reply simply means that you are responding to the original point.
No,
I thought that's what Twitter and conversations was all about.
No, people want you to know how they feel.
That's cool. I get that, but so I said, enjoy these freshmen for about 3 or 4 more games. 4 at the max with how we're playing right now. You might get 2 games in the SEC tournament, and you might get 2 games in the NCAA tournament. The way that Tennessee played against Auburn, I don't care if you're playing a team that you match up well against or not. Because those teams are in tournament, they're playing with their hair on fire. It is a 1-game season. And I said, enjoy these freshmen while you can. And some folks, and this happens when we're emotional. You don't think right when you're emotional. You enjoy this team? How can you enjoy this team? This team's not enjoyable to watch. I didn't say team. I can separate the team, which have been disappointing, and the freshmen, because I'm sorry, I didn't hear anyone saying, I know for a fact Jay Springer's going to come in here and average 20-plus points the last couple games. I know he's going to come in here and be the best player on the team and be consistent. I know he's going to come in here and do everything that he's done this season. You didn't know that. You knew he was good, but you didn't know he was that smooth. You didn't know that he would be the most consistent. You didn't know that he would shoot 8 shots and be so efficient he'd go for 20. You didn't know that. No one was saying that. So I enjoy watching Jaden Springer play, and even as sporadic as Keon Johnson could be with the ball in his hands and turning the ball over, I enjoy watching him compete. I enjoy watching him play defense and put it all out there on the line. I enjoy those things.
Keon is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and the problem is he should be allowed to make those mistakes. Like he shouldn't have to be the guy. Like John Fulkerson and Yves Pond should be leading the way. Josiah Jordan James. Now I think the wrist is really bothering Josiah. His shot was looking pretty there for a couple of games before he had to sit out, and now I mean he was building a house with all those bricks. He was going to knock somebody out on the baseline.
Hard to shoot without a wrist, man.
Yep. So I do think the wrist is bothering Josiah. Santi was able to knock down 2 or 3 threes, but even I don't think he's playing to his potential. The upperclassmen should be playing to their potential and leading the way in terms of production on the court, which would allow for room for Keon to have the mistakes that he has. His mistakes wouldn't be as critical, but because Tennessee is relying on Jaden Springer and Keon Johnson so much, the rawness of Keon's game is even on brighter display. It is just even more devastating when he has a turnover because he gets out of control when he's driving towards the basket. But he shouldn't be put in that situation because the other guys should be leading the way and he should be following them.
I remember when LeBron had like a little baby fro. It wasn't really a baby fro, but he had a full head of hair. This is when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers the first time, and they had like Larry Hughes and Delonte West, I think, was on that squad. Anderson Varejao, looking like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Like, it was LeBron basically carrying the team. They got like swept in the finals by the Spurs. Wasn't even close. And people use that against LeBron. The fact that he even got the Cavs to the finals with that team is a miracle. But like during those times, they would just pass the ball to LeBron and just get out of the way and just watch him. Early in his career. And that's what our basketball team does with Keon Johnson sometimes and Jaden Springer. So, one thing I noticed, and this is not an excuse, it's just an observation. Not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's an observation. I don't feel folks are just ready to pounce. You either hate Rick Barnes or you love him. There's no in between. You can't make any points in between. You can't make any observations. It's one of the two. And if you don't say one of the two, I'm going to pounce on you. But I'm just making an observation here. COVID has neutralized the biggest of blue bullets this college football season. They don't even look the same. Because you can't spend time with each other. You can't get to know each other. You're isolated. I mean, Coach K, one of the best coaches of all time. Duke is on the bubble. Duke is on the bubble. Did they lose against Louisville? I was watching the game.
I don't know. I didn't see.
Duke is on the bubble.
I've reached the level.
Duke lost.
I've reached the point of watching college basketball that I was at with college football.
Duke
like
is
when Tennessee loses, I don't want to watch any other college basketball.
I feel you. When I see bad football or basketball, it makes me want to go watch good football or basketball to purify my mind.
I feel
That's
that,
what
but I hate watching Tennessee lose
I get
and then going and seeing Alabama win to win the SEC.
I ain't watching that. I ain't watching Alabama now. I'll go watch something else. Duke is 11-10. Duke is one game above 500. That's insane. We're talking Duke. Coach K is at $9 million a year. Coach Kyle, and listen, Kentucky's playing their best basketball of the season, even though they lost to Florida.
Playing much better.
They're still playing their best basketball.
Their threat this or next weekend, I guess it is. It would not surprise me one bit if we see Kentucky on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't think that they'll win it. I don't trust their offense enough to win. They'll have to win 3 straight games. I don't trust their offense enough to do that. But Isaiah Jackson is a problem. He is a problem. He forgets, or he does not allow other teams to penetrate the lane. And the reason I said forgets is because I was having another thought in my head as I was trying to spit out that other sentence. I think that if John Calipari remembered that Isaiah Jackson was on his basketball team the first time Tennessee and Kentucky played, Tennessee probably loses that first basketball game. I know Jaden Springer and Keon, they went off, combined for 50 points. They were. Cal remembers that Isaiah Jackson is on his team. Kentucky probably sweeps Tennessee this year.
Boy, you better be quiet. I don't want to hear that.
It's the truth.
I don't want to hear it. You know, Kansas not their cell. You know, they beat down Baylor.
Which means Tennessee beat Kansas, which means Tennessee is better than Baylor, right? That's how that works, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm claiming. Go ahead and hang the banner now. Real quick, you like Gonzaga or Baylor better?
It's hard for me to respect Gonzaga because they don't play anybody.
That's my thing too. I think Gonzaga is very good. I would take Gonzaga or Baylor over the field. I think I would. Michigan is coming on very strong. But I think I would take Gonzaga or Baylor over the field, and I would pick Baylor over Gonzaga because Baylor has been tested more throughout the regular season than Gonzaga has. I have bought into Gonzaga year after year after year after year, and personally, I think the fact that they don't play anybody during the regular season always comes back to bite them. So I'm in the camp with the Gonzaga of you're going to have to prove it to me first before I buy back into you. They never get it done in March, and they've had some good runs in March, but in terms of winning a national championship, they have just not been able to get it done despite having teams capable of doing so. So I'm just you got to prove it to me first, Gonzaga. So that's why I go with Baylor. And Baylor's the best team in the country defensively.
It might be. I like what Michigan's doing right now, man.
I do too. Hunter Dickinson,
playing well.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah, they're playing well right now. So,
but it has not been a crisp year for college basketball, and that is the one area where COVID has truly impacted teams the most, in my opinion. There was a lot of dysfunction with Tennessee football, but it did not help that after practice, players just went back to the dorm room. It didn't help that after practice, the guys weren't hanging around each other. It was going back to the dorm room. I'll see you at practice tomorrow. It was just that type of situation you had to deal with. You weren't able to build team camaraderie because you weren't around each other. You can't build a team in terms of chemistry if you're not around one another and you don't know what this person does, this person doesn't do, things of that nature. You don't become close when you're not spending time together. And football team wasn't able to do it. The basketball team hasn't been able to really do it. And it's not just a Tennessee thing. I'm not saying that because Tennessee has been struggling. It's been a problem all throughout America.
It's a college athletics thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's just you got to spend time together. And it's no excuse. It's just a reason. It's just worth mentioning, but it's not an excuse. It doesn't excuse bad shooting. It doesn't excuse turnovers and things like that completely. But it is a valid reason because you can see it across college basketball. I mean, Duke, Michigan State, Kansas, Kentucky, You mean tell me all these blue bloods that are traditionally good every single year, all struggling at once because the moon is shining brighter or something with the alignment of the stars? No, it's a reason. No, it's a reason. Let's get to the phones. Let's get to Don. Don, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
I want to make a brief remark regarding basketball and then switch to football if you give me time.
Yeah.
When you guys were talking, and I've heard this on a lot of different media shows and stuff, about, the front court not doing, like they should, or leadership. And I don't know about, quote, leadership, but Pons in particular, I mean, he had 10 and 8 on Saturday. He had 10 and 10 on the game before that. A couple of weeks ago, he led the team in scoring 4 straight games. So I think he might be getting a little bit of a bad rap. I think as far as on the court, I think Pons is doing just fine, especially considering he plays out of position. And Folky plays out of position. That's on Barnes and not recruiting. Big man. But I still, I mean, even Saturday Pons had 2 threes. I mean, outside of Bailey when he's hot or Scovey, I just seem to see Pons taking threes as anybody.
He lets it fly. And I mentioned this last week that I think Pons gets lumped in with Fulkerson unfairly,
Yep.
But here's the thing about Pons. You've been here 4 years.
4 years.
You know what a team needs. You've been part of a team that had leadership. I don't care if it's not your personality. I don't care.
Right.
You have to be what your team needs. Even if you don't have it, you gotta be that because your team needs it. And if you
make it till you make it.
If you are not willing to do it, if you can't do it, like it's gonna show up. You have the experience. You have the leadership. You got to step up and be something that maybe you're not comfortable doing. How the heck are you ever going to grow if you don't get out of your comfort zone? You have to get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, so my biggest thing on Pons is, man, and Folky together is they haven't led well. Now, the play, Pons is been okay. Folky's not. But the leadership is something that I get on to them about because, that's what this team is missing.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, Barnes, English, one of the assistants had said it was Triple J's team. Well, I also hard to leave if you're sitting over on the pine. I mean, if he's hurt, he's hurt. But it's just, this team's been hard to watch, very hard to watch. On football, real quick. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Ty Simpson or Sam Horn come here. But before people panic, you got 2 freshman quarterbacks because Bailey got a free year. So before you panic too much, let's just wait because if either one of these guys are what they should be, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 years before you need another quarterback out on the field. So another year's coming along. There'll be more 4- and 5-star quarterbacks, and I had seen there on VolQuest that they've offered a 4-star quarterback and a 3-star quarterback over the weekend. I watched the highlights on the Travaris Jackson, I think his name was, and good-looking quarterback. So, don't panic. Right now, if you can get Walter Nolan and some of these other top Tennessee guys, that's probably more important than if snagging one of those 2 quarterbacks. And Simpson wasn't coming once Pruitt was getting canned. That's why his dad come out on social media trying to save Pruitt's job because he was trying to save his own staff job when he was coming here and bringing his son. But Horn probably committed to Missouri because the last staff decided not to recruit him to any extent. So, unfortunately, Heupel, not too bad, but he's catching a little bit too much heat over something he had no control. Simpson basically said that he knew back in January that he was going to Alabama. You don't blame somebody, blame the kid to keep stringing the other schools along, right?
I mean, I don't blame the. I don't blame the kids. It's his decision. It's his decision, and I don't blame Ty for handling it the way he handled it. It didn't work out in Tennessee's favor, but he tried. He tried. We had a conversation about this last week, and we had a conversation about this a little bit on Twitter, and I'll reiterate. It don't matter what quarterbacks you have on the roster. If you're Tennessee and you're trying to recruit the quarterback position, it don't matter. It does not matter. There's no way to downplay how the Ty Simpson to Alabama stung Tennessee. It was a hit. It was a hit.
As is Sam Horn.
It was a hit. Are there other good quarterbacks? Yeah, there are other good quarterbacks. But Ty Simpson was important because of the other in-state players. Sam Horn is a hit because here's two guys that grew up in Tennessee. And because of the dysfunction and change with the coaching staff, the uncertainty, they didn't feel comfortable enough coming.
And now they're going to schools that you play each year.
Correct.
So you'll face them twice a year for the next 3 to 4 years.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, they'll be on the squad, but I feel what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, that's what you're looking at.
They do what they're supposed to do. You'll play them once a year.
Yeah. I mean, Ty's gonna have a little bit of harder time getting the starting job than probably Sam Horn, because we know how Alabama recruits. But we got to understand something. If you want Tennessee to compete at a high level, they got to recruit to replace at every position every year. Every year. I don't care what you have on the roster. We got 2 young quarterbacks. So, this is football. People get hurt. People have bad days. Getting a quarterback now is not because you're trying to play them day one the moment they step on campus. You give them an opportunity to do that. I need you to listen on this one. I need you to listen. This is important. I need you to listen. Because I think since 2009, we have had the wrong expectation when it comes to freshmen. Remember, we had a coaching change in 2008. Lane Kiffin comes in. He brings Bryce Brown. He brings New Keith Richardson. He brings some Rough Riders, some guys that were good and played early. And I think that really warped reality for a lot of people. You're not supposed to rely on freshmen. If they play, it's because they're really good and they're special, and they feel a need right now. But in 2009, for some reason, we just thought that was the norm. That's just what you do. And so now when we recruit a freshman, we expect him to come in and play day one and be Eric Berry. Eric Berry played because you couldn't keep him off the field. He's a once-in-a-generational type of player. But not everybody's not Eric Berry. Not everyone's Derek Barnett. Not everyone's Bryce Brown. You had another coaching change after Butch. After Kiffin. You brought in Dooley. All right, so you had to recruit some freshmen, and you have to sell to them that they can play because you had this coaching change. And then you had another coaching change. Guess what you have to do? You have to sell to these freshmen that they can play. That was your pitch over to other schools that had more stability. And then you had another coaching change. You had to sell. That's not how you do things. That's not how you build a program the correct way. So now, when Tennessee loses out on 2022 quarterback, folks are like, we got these young freshmen. So, when Tennessee was winning, and go look at the other programs that are winning, even with Trevor Lawrence, who was a once-in-a-lifetime talent, they didn't expect Trevor Lawrence to come in and save the program day one. They just couldn't keep him off the field because he was special. They already had a quarterback, and they were still good. But for them to go to new heights, they had no choice but to play Trevor Lawrence. That is different from saying we're recruiting Ty Simpson because we expect him to be the guy day one. That's the difference. Freshmen are supposed to play in football because they're just special, not because you have to play them. If you have to play a bunch of freshmen, you're not in a good spot. You can put up all the graphics you want to about Tennessee played 22 true freshmen this year, the most in the country. That's just good for recruiting good players who want to play early. That ain't good for expectation of winning because it doesn't happen like that in football. This ain't Michigan Fab Five with Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber. It ain't that in football. So, yes, we have Caden Salter, who is good, who I love, who I wanted, but he already on campus. I like Harrison Bailey, but he already on campus. Salter is 21. Harrison was 20. Mauer's on campus. You have Hendon Hooker. That's 4. All right, what if somebody transfers? That's 3. What if someone gets hurt? That's 2. What if someone stinks? Oh, that's 1. Now you're stuck. You always have to recruit. Always. So Tennessee needs a 2022 quarterback. And they need a good one. They need a good 2022 quarterback.
That'd be nice to get a good one.
And it stinks for Josh Heupel because the coaching staff previously, them getting themselves fired is the reason why Tennessee has struck out on 2 quarterbacks so far. That's the reason. That's the reason. That is the reason. So folks should be upset, not upset at Ty, upset at Sam Horn, but they should be upset at the situation.
Or Josh Heupel.
They shouldn't be upset at Josh Heupel. What is Josh Heupel supposed to do?
And Sam Horn wasn't coming under Jeremy Pruitt because Jeremy Pruitt neglected Sam Horn.
Forgot he existed because the plan was to bring in Ty Simpson. That was a lock.
And it would have worked out. His plan would have worked, although I don't necessarily agree with completely neglecting Sam Horn and pretending like he doesn't exist. It would have worked out for Jeremy Pruitt because I do believe Ty Simpson was coming to Tennessee.
He was coming, and I think Don mentioned it. It's kind of easy to kind of figure out now is Ty Simpson was going to come with Pruitt when the offense was trash and terrible. There's a coach coming in here that has had some of the best offenses in the last couple of years, and now you don't want to come? So it got to be something different. It got to be something different than just coaching changes. Oh, probably because Dad was going to be in a good position too. So it's like, man, Tennessee just continues to just find ways to mess it up.
So what do you think Jason Simpson is going to coach at Alabama?
Alabama don't have to bring him in. They don't have to. I don't know if they are or not, but
he'll be a quality control coach.
They don't have to. You're Alabama. You don't have to. Tennessee had to make that move to make up for the terrible offense, losing. But hour 2 is coming up. Stay with us.